I've posted daily for the last 365 days, and I want to show you what that does in terms of growth, specifically in subscribers. We go through some other metrics and stuff as well, but like most people say, consistency is key. I wouldn't say that any of my content is amazing, and there's still a ton of room for improvement for myself, which I'm still actively trying to learn, but being able to stay consistent will have positive effects if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel, or if you're trying to do anything really. But let's go ahead and look at some of my numbers, and then I'll explain sort of time frames and periods and just overall how the year has played out for me. So here's a graph with the daily amount of subscribers that we've gotten every single day for the last year. And so starting the journey, you can see there was a giant spike here. I mean, not giant, but 179, that's a lot. For a one-day jump in subscribers, 8 was a lot. So you can imagine how I felt when I saw 179 and other numbers like this, 34, 84. Like this, the start is what really got me to stay consistent, because it seemed like the series, and in terms of the series, I'm talking about my Lego drop series. I have other shorts that I did. Sometimes I'll do reviews, food reviews, other random things that I find. I did a Lego drop every single day for 365 days, as you can see here. And so they average in a decent amount of views, a couple thousand views, some of them. Others, like this one, 193. That one didn't really do much, but that's fine. You can't let days where you do very little in terms of analytics stop you. Like here, we gained 1 subscriber. I even had days where I lost subscribers. This one gained 0. We lost 1 here. We lost 2 here. And so honestly, this whole section right here, so this was like about halfway through it, day 150 or so, and I started sort of getting used to these numbers, and I guess I got spoiled, and that was a sort of bad mentality, I guess, to have in anything really. You don't want to get used to anything, because nothing is deserved and you still got to work for what you're trying to accomplish. And so around here, when I was getting very little or losing followers, I was thinking about just basically giving up, because I was thinking the community was tired of me. These videos aren't very engaging, which, let's be honest, they're not. But I still had some people commenting, and there were some views still coming in, and honestly, the comments that were saying like, hey, this is really cool, this is a great idea, here's a sub, drop a piece for me. And so that all helped get me through this section. This was probably the closest I came to quitting the entire series. And honestly, if I didn't make it through this section here, this would have been another time where I just quit content creation in general, because I've tried to do content in YouTube for a long time now, and every single time I'll gain a tiny bit of traction, and then the traction will stop for a bit, and then I give up because I think, well, it's not working, let me go do something else. And so you can't be thinking like that in terms of it. You're gonna have high points, you're gonna have low points, but you have to stay consistent like I did. And again, we don't have like a trend building or anything, but compared from this section over here to this section over here, we start consistently getting more and more. And after basically here, March 30th, we never had a day where we didn't gain or we lost subscribers. Actually, there's one day, but aside from this day, the rest of the whole graph, we did pretty well in terms of growing as a channel and as a community. And then so this green graph shows the views, and again, I don't have a general growth trend line like most other channels do, and I'm pretty sure it's mostly in part because of the fact that I tend to jump around in terms of content all over the place. Like the Lego thing has kept me consistent in sticking to one thing, but then again, I have food reviews. This was an ice cream review. This is another food review. I do random stuff. I'll go out and do things. I went to Six Flags, and so I don't have a specific niche. I tend to want to try new things constantly, and I figure if I'm doing this new thing, YouTube is sort of the space that allows creative freedom. Technically, if you want to build a tight community and you want to have a niche and have better growth, linear growth, well, exponential, because usually growth on YouTube is exponential. You usually want to choose a niche and then stick to that type of content. If you're gonna do gaming content, stick to gaming. If you're gonna do Legos, food, stay to food. But the problem is I can't do that, or maybe I can, I just don't have the discipline. But I also figured, why not try different things? And so there's a potential of maybe starting another channel in the future and having that channel be a lot more dedicated, or maybe multiple channels, so where I can have specific channels for specific things. But since I finally decided to stay serious about YouTube, I figured let me try everything that I can, and let me do what I want. Because if you're gonna do YouTube, then you gotta make sure you enjoy it. If you're doing something you don't enjoy, you're gonna get burnt out, you're gonna get bored, and you're gonna stop. That's just, I mean, unless you're getting paid, but even then, does this pay outweigh a job? And if it doesn't, might as well just go get a job. Let me put my time invested in there. And so while I know it's not the right way to do YouTube, I tend to jump all over the place, but that's allowed me to stay consistent because I don't feel like I'm tied down to one singular thing. Because even if I chose Lego, I enjoy Lego, it's fun, and the community is great, and it's gotten me through this entire year. I don't know if I'd be able to focus, and I think that's just how I work, basically. Seeing as YouTube, like, I'm still at the point where I am. Looking at the graph again, we hit 1.6 million views, which anything over a million is crazy. Like, I started and I had hopes for growth, right? When you start something, you gotta hope for it, you gotta believe in yourself, or else it's not gonna happen regardless. And I'm far from done. I have hopes for 1 million. I want to get the gold play button and still keep going, but I think that this year, while it may not have been as explosive or whatever, especially compared to those people who get 1 million in a month, this is nothing. But this is a lot to me. And as I've said before, and I've told people, don't compare yourself to others, because everybody is on their own journey. You don't know what people are going through, you don't know what they have been given, and you gotta understand your own circumstances. And so I'm making this video to show that you can find success in anything you do, really, as long as you remain consistent. Again, it's 365 days with about 12,000 subscribers. It's not the most impressive thing, but there is progress, and it can be done even with the spontaneity and the lack of practice or skill that I had. I record everything on my phone. I bought a $100 mic, but for the beginning I was using a $20 mic on Amazon, and I edit using free software, whether that be DaVinci Resolve on my computer or CapCut on my phone. So really, the barrier to entry to making videos is honestly pretty small. The thing that stops a lot of people is judgment and just fear of like being out there. And I've had that for a while, but I'm also generally more comfortable with just sort of doing whatever. I still can get embarrassed with certain things, especially if it's out in public, but doing this for an entire year, I can definitely feel that my confidence has grown and that I'm able to do more things, and I'm not as afraid to get judged. Again, there's still things that I won't do and that I'm afraid to post, but specifically with being on camera for so long and sharing this to friends, family, because I post on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Instagram specifically, I have all my friends, all my family, they all see what I'm doing, the random hair flips, the random jokes, the dumb stuff that I do, and I've gotten used to it. It's fine. If they come up to me and say something in public, it's more of a joke rather than them insulting me or people making fun of me. And I've gotten to the point as well where if people make fun of me, then it kind of doesn't matter. Another thing that's going to come along with growth in terms of anything really, you're going to get haters, and you're going to get negative comments, you're going to get criticism, you're going to get all these other things. And that's another thing that I feel that people get stopped by. Don't take all of it at face value, especially if someone's just like, hey, you suck. Like that provides nothing. And so if you get one of those comments, then well, it provides nothing, it means nothing. Disregard, keep going. And the way I like to deal with those comments, literally I'll just respond with explain or elaborate, an emoji, and then 9 times out of 10 they'll respond by saying, oh, my bad, I don't know, I didn't mean it, keep it up. And so literally, like, these people, they're commenting to comment. Don't pay too much attention to them. Try and make their friend, make a light situation out of it. Don't let it get to you, and you got to keep going. But then if they're providing criticism in a way where you can extract some sort of value from it, then those are usually really good comments, because they'll probably point something out that you don't understand. But when people say, hey, maybe you should angle the camera this way, oh, it's a little too dark, oh, I can't really hear the mic, different things, then I take that into consideration and then try and make my videos better with those comments. And as simple as it is, some of the best advice is literally just do it. Nike's slogan, and I know it's theirs, but just in general, like if you just get started, you'll see what works, you'll see what doesn't work, and then in terms of content creation, get the whole idea out, record it, edit it, and then just post it and see what happens. There have been a lot of times where I have the footage, I figure I might as well just do it. I don't really even want to do it. I feel like it's not gonna do well, but just do it, send it, and get it out of the way. And it's funny because a couple of times those videos have done really well compared to videos I'd have put a ton of hours planning and recording, editing, and just getting them together. The throwaway videos that I make sometimes will outperform them, so you don't really know until you try. And the great thing about YouTube and content creation, it's a creative platform, so you can literally do anything from gaming, crafts, cooking, hiking, whatever you could think of, you can build a community. Just, I would say try and be a lot more focused, but even if you can't be like I am, staying consistent is one of the most important things you can do, and you can grow your channel too. So go ahead and get started, or continue, don't give up, and let me know how your journey is going, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.